the silent heart of darkness, where gravity devours even the memory of light, imagine a cosmos cradled within a shadow deeper than oblivion. Here, time is stretched and folded, a ribbon wound tight around a secret too immense for stars to whisper. Galaxies swirl like flecks of dust in a well of infinite hunger, while the edge of everything we know dissolves into a horizon that no eye can cross. What if every breath, every heartbeat, every dream you've ever had was unfolding inside the event horizon of a black hole, a universe within a universe nested in the jaws of the unknown? Prepare for a journey through gravity's abyss, where reality itself is up for debate. We begin. At the farthest reach of your vision, where the night sky deepens into a velvet so black it seems to swallow thought itself, there lies a boundary. It is not a wall, not a fence, not even a line you could ever hope to cross. It is the edge of everything you have ever known, the observable universe's horizon, a shimmering veil woven from the oldest light. Here, photons that began their journey nearly 14 billion years ago finally arrive, whispering stories of a cosmos so vast, so ancient, that even the wildest dreams of humanity cannot contain it. Imagine standing on a wind-swept plain beneath a sky unspoiled by city lights. The Milky Way arches overhead, a river of stars, each one a sun, each sun a possible home. But beyond the last, faintest glimmer, there is a darkness that is not merely empty. It is a silence so profound, it hums. This is the cosmic horizon, the limit of what you can see, not because there is nothing beyond, but because the universe itself is expanding faster than light can travel. The further you look, the further away everything becomes, until even the fastest messengers in existence cannot bridge the gulf. This edge is not fixed, it is a moving target, a receding shoreline on an ocean of space-time. Every second, the universe grows, and with it, the horizon slips further from your grasp. The light you see from the most distant galaxies began its journey when Earth was still molten, when the atoms in your body were not yet forged in the hearts of stars. You are peering not just across space, but back through time to an era when the universe was young and wild and full of fire. Yet, for all its grandeur, this horizon is a cage. It is the ultimate limit, the farthest you can ever hope to see, no matter how powerful your telescope, no matter how patient you're waiting. Beyond it, the universe continues, perhaps forever, perhaps not, but its secrets are locked away, hidden behind a curtain of darkness and distance. You are trapped inside a bubble of light, a cosmic snow globe adrift in an infinite night. And so you stand at the edge, gazing out into the abyss, and you wonder, what lies beyond? Is there more universe out there, teeming with galaxies and wonders you will never know? Or is there something else, something stranger, something that defies every law of nature you have ever learned? Here, at the edge, the rules begin to blur. The familiar fabric of space and time stretches thin, and the universe itself seems to tremble with possibility. Some scientists believe that the observable universe is just a tiny patch in a much larger cosmos, a single bubble in a frothing sea of reality. Others whisper of multiverses, of infinite realms stacked like pages in a book, each one with its own laws, its own history, its own fate. But there is another idea, darker and more daring. What if the edge you see is not just the limit of your vision, but the boundary of something far more profound? What if the universe itself is contained, enclosed, enfolded inside a black hole so vast, so all-consuming, that its event horizon is the very horizon you see in the sky. What if every star, every planet, every atom, every thought is trapped inside a cosmic prison, a singularity wrapped in darkness? This is not just idle speculation. The numbers, when you run them, are uncanny. Take all the mass and energy in the observable universe and calculate the size of a black hole that would contain it. The answer you get is eerily close to the size of the universe itself. It is as if the cosmos is balanced on the knife edge of an event horizon, teetering between freedom and captivity. And so, as you stand at the edge, you are not just looking out, you are looking into the heart of a mystery that may never be solved. The universe is vast, yes, but it is also finite, bounded by the speed of light and the relentless expansion of space. You are a prisoner of the horizon, a wanderer in a land with no map, no exit, no end. Yet, even here, there is beauty. The cosmic microwave background, the afterglow of the Big Bang, bathes the universe in a faint, ghostly light. It is the oldest thing you can see, the echo of creation itself, stretched and cooled by billions of years of expansion. It is a reminder that the universe had a beginning and perhaps an end. But what if that end is not what you expect? What if the universe is not expanding into nothingness, but falling, ever so slowly, into the maw of a black hole? What if the edge you see is not the end of space, but the beginning of something else? A new reality, a new universe, a new story waiting to be told. The truth is, you do not know. No one does. The edge of everything is a place of questions, not answers. It is a frontier, a threshold, a doorway to the unknown. And as you stand there, heart pounding, mind racing, you realize that the greatest adventure is not in the stars, but in the mystery itself. Just as the horizon recedes with every step you take, so too does certainty slip away the closer you come to understanding. The universe is not a puzzle to be solved, but a song to be sung, a story to be lived, a dream to be dreamed. And at the edge of everything, you are both the dreamer and the dreamed. The darkness is not empty. It is full of possibility, of wonder, of hope. And as you gaze into the abyss gazes back, inviting you to take the next step, to ask the next question, to journey deeper into the unknown. Beyond the edge, gravity waits. It is the master of all things, the sculptor of stars, the destroyer of worlds, the keeper of secrets. It is the force that binds the universe together, and perhaps the key to its greatest mystery. The horizon shimmers, the stars flicker, and the night grows deeper. You take a breath and step forward into gravity's masterpiece. Gravity is the silent architect of the cosmos, the invisible hand that sculpts the fate of stars and galaxies, the force that binds you to the earth and the earth to the sun. It is the oldest law, the first whisper in the darkness after the birth of time. Yet, for all its familiarity, gravity remains the most mysterious of nature's powers, a gentle caress on the scale of apples and planets, a tyrant on the scale of black holes. Imagine for a moment the universe as a vast, rippling ocean. Every mass, every planet, every star, every atom creates a dimple in this ocean, a gentle curve in the fabric of space and time. Most of these dimples are shallow, barely noticeable, like the wake of a bird on a still pond. But some are deeper, darker, more profound. Some are so deep that nothing, not even light, can escape their pull. These are black holes, gravity's masterpiece, the ultimate expression of mass and collapse. A black hole is born in violence. Picture a star many times more massive than our sun, burning with a fury that has lasted millions of years. Deep in its core, nuclear fusion rages, forging heavier and heavier elements, pushing outward with the pressure of 1 billion atomic bombs. But eventually, the fuel runs out. The outward push falters. Gravity, patient and relentless, seizes its chance. The star collapses inward, its core crushed to unimaginable density, its outer layers blasted into space in a supernova brighter than 1 billion suns. What remains is a singularity, a point of infinite density wrapped in a cloak of darkness. The boundary of this darkness is called the event horizon. It is not a surface you could touch, but a threshold you could cross, once and only once. Step across, and you are lost to the universe forever. No signal, no scream, no glimmer of light can ever return. The event horizon is the ultimate one-way door, the edge of knowable reality. Inside, the rules of physics begin to unravel. Space and time twist and fold, drawn inexorably toward the singularity at the center. Here, gravity is so strong that it warps the very fabric of existence. Time slows to a crawl, then stops altogether. To an outside observer, you would appear frozen at the edge, forever falling, never quite crossing. But to you, the journey would be swift and final, a plunge into darkness, a descent into the unknown. Black holes come in many sizes. Some are as small as a mountain, others as large as a solar system. The smallest, called stellar mass black holes, are born from the deaths of massive stars. They are scattered throughout the galaxy, invisible except for the havoc they wreak on nearby matter. If the Earth were to collapse into a black hole, it would be no larger than a marble, yet its gravity would be so intense that nothing could escape. Larger still are the supermassive black holes, monsters that lurk at the centers of galaxies. These titans can be millions or even billions of times more massive than the Sun, their event horizons stretching across the breadth of our solar system. No one knows exactly how they form. Some believe they are the result of countless mergers, black holes devouring black holes in a cosmic feast. Others suspect they were born in the earliest moments of the universe, seeds planted in the chaos after the Big Bang. And then there are the hypothetical giants, the stupendously large black holes, or slabs. These are creatures of theory, not observation, so vast that their event horizons could encompass entire galaxies, or even, perhaps, the observable universe itself. If such a thing exists, it would be the ultimate prison, a cosmos within a cosmos, a universe inside a black hole. But black holes are not just destroyers, they are also creators, engines of transformation. As matter falls toward the event horizon, it is heated to incredible temperatures, emitting X-rays and gamma rays that can outshine entire galaxies. Jets of plasma, twisted by magnetic fields, are flung into space at nearly the speed of light, seeding the cosmos with energy and matter. In their violence, black holes shape the evolution of galaxies, regulate the birth of stars, and perhaps, in ways we do not yet understand, give rise to new universes. Yet, for all their power, black holes are paradoxes. They are places where the known laws of physics break down, where general relativity and quantum mechanics clash in a storm of infinities. The singularity at the heart of a black hole is a place where density becomes infinite, where space and time cease to exist as we know them. It is a mathematical ghost, a warning that our understanding is incomplete. Some physicists believe that singularities do not truly exist, that they are artifacts of our equations, not realities of nature. Perhaps, at the smallest scales, quantum gravity smooths out the infinities, replacing the singularity with something stranger, a loop, a bounce, a bridge to another universe. Others argue that information swallowed by a black hole is not lost, but encoded on the event horizon itself, a cosmic hologram preserving the memory of everything that has ever fallen in. This is the heart of the black hole information paradox, one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in physics. If information is truly lost inside a black hole, then the fundamental laws of quantum mechanics are violated. But if it is preserved, then the event horizon becomes a kind of cosmic ledger, a record of all that has ever been. The truth remains elusive, hidden behind the veil of the event horizon. And yet, black holes are not entirely silent. Thanks to the work of Stephen Hawking, we know that they are not truly black. They emit a faint glow, known as Hawking radiati, as pairs of virtual particles are torn apart at the edge of the event horizon. Over unimaginable spans of time, this radiation causes black holes to shrink, to evaporate, to fade away into nothingness. Even the mightiest black hole is not eternal. In the end, gravity's masterpiece is undone by the quantum dance of particles and fields. But what if the story does not end there? What if, as a black hole dies, it gives birth to something new? A universe, a cosmos, a fresh beginning. Some theories suggest that the singularity at the heart of a black hole could be a gateway, a bridge to another reality. Perhaps, in the instant of collapse, a new universe is born, expanding on the other side of the event horizon, forever hidden from our view. If this is true, then our own universe could be the child of a black hole, a bubble of space and time budding off from a parent cosmos. The event horizon we see as the edge of the universe could be the inside surface of a black hole in another realm. Our Big Bang could be the echo of a collapse, a rebirth from the ashes of another world. Gravity, then, is not just the force that binds the stars. It is the weaver of worlds, the shaper of destinies, the keeper of secrets. It is the artist that paints the universe in strokes of light and shadow, creation and destruction, birth and death. It is the masterpiece, and we are its witnesses, its children, its dreamers. As we drift deeper into the mystery, the pull of gravity grows stronger. The horizon beckons, the darkness deepens, and the questions multiply. What lies beyond the event horizon? What secrets does gravity still hold? And could it be that everything we know, everything we are, is just a fleeting pattern in the mind of a black hole? The journey continues as we turn our gaze from the sculptor to the moment of creation itself, the paradox at the heart of the Big Bang. In the beginning, there was no beginning, at least not in any way you could imagine. There was no space, no time, no before or after. There was only a singularity, a point of infinite density, infinite heat, infinite potential. It was smaller than a proton, yet it contained everything, the seeds of every star, every planet, every life, every thought that would ever be. Then, in a moment that defies comprehension, the singularity erupted. Space and time unfurled together, a cosmic blossom opening in the void. This was the Big Bang, the birth cry of the universe, the first note in a symphony that would echo for billions of years. You have heard the story before, perhaps. The universe began as a hot, dense point, then expanded and cooled, forming atoms, stars, galaxies, and eventually you. It is a story told in the afterglow of creation, the cosmic microwave background, a faint whisper of heat that still bathes the universe, a relic from a time when everything was fire. It is a story written in the abundance of hydrogen and helium, forged in the first 3 minutes and in the great web of galaxies that stretches across the sky. But what if the story is incomplete? What if the Big Bang was not the beginning, but a transition, a doorway, not a genesis? What if the singularity that birthed the universe was not a unique event, but the echo of something deeper, something hidden behind the veil of gravity's masterpiece? Here, the paradox begins to unfold. The mathematics of the Big Bang and the mathematics of black holes are eerily similar. Both are singularities, points where the known laws of physics break down, where density and curvature become infinite, where time and space lose their meaning. Both are surrounded by horizons, the event horizon of a black hole, the cosmic horizon of the universe. Both are places where information seems to vanish, swallowed by the darkness. If you were to fall into a black hole, you would cross the event horizon and be lost to the outside world. From your perspective, you would continue to exist, falling ever deeper into the singularity. But to an outside observer, you would appear to freeze at the edge, your image stretched and faded by the warping of space-time. The event horizon is a boundary not just of space, but of knowledge, a place where reality splits, where what is seen and what is experienced diverge forever. Now, imagine the universe itself as the inside of a black hole. The Big Bang, then, is not the birth of everything, but the moment when a singularity in another universe collapsed, forming a black hole whose interior is our cosmos. The event horizon you see as the edge of the observable universe is the inside surface of that black hole, a boundary you can never cross, a limit to what you can ever know. This idea is not as far-fetched as it sounds. When you calculate the mass and energy of the observable universe and plug it into the equations for a black hole, you find that the radius of the event horizon is almost exactly the same as the size of the universe itself. It is as if the cosmos is balanced on the edge of a black hole, teetering between expansion and collapse. But if the universe is inside a black hole, what does that mean for the Big Bang? Was it an explosion or a collapse? Was it the beginning or the end of something else? The paradox deepens. In the Standard Model, the universe expands from a singularity, growing ever larger, ever colder, ever more diffuse. But inside a black hole, gravity pulls everything inward, compressing space and time, drawing all matter toward the singularity at the center. How can the universe be expanding if it is trapped inside a black hole, where everything should be falling inward? Some physicists propose that the singularity at the heart of a black hole is not a point, but a bridge, a wormhole, a tunnel to another universe. When a star collapses, it forms a black hole in our universe, but on the other side of the event horizon, a new universe is born, expanding from its own Big Bang. The collapse in one universe becomes the creation in another, a cosmic cycle of birth and death, endings and beginnings. This is the idea of the white hole, the mirror image of a black hole, a place where matter and energy pour out instead of in. Others suggest that the Big Bang was not a singular event, but part of an eternal cycle, the Big Bounce. In this model, the universe expands, then contracts, then bounces back in a new explosion, over and over, forever. Each cycle erases the memory of the last, but the pattern endures, written in the fabric of space-time itself. The singularity is not the end, but the turning point, the moment when collapse becomes creation. Yet the evidence is elusive. The cosmic microwave background is smooth, almost perfectly uniform, with only the faintest ripples, tiny fluctuations that would become the seeds of galaxies. If the universe had bounced, or if it had emerged from a black hole, would we see scars, echoes, imprints of that earlier existence? Some scientists search for these signs, hunting for patterns in the afterglow, for hints of a universe before the universe, for whispers from the other side of the horizon. But the truth is, you do not know. No one does. The Big Bang remains a paradox, a place where knowledge falters, where the equations run out, where imagination must take over. It is the ultimate mystery, the question at the heart of existence. Why is there something rather than nothing? Why does the universe exist at all? And yet, even in the darkness, there is light. The universe is expanding. Galaxies are flying apart. The night sky is full of wonders. The laws of physics, for all their strangeness, are consistent, reliable, beautiful. The story of the Big Bang is written in the stars, in the atoms of your body, in the breath you take. You are a child of the singularity, a spark of consciousness in the vastness of space. But the paradox remains. If the universe is inside a black hole, then the Big Bang is not the beginning, but a transformation. The edge of the universe is not the end, but a horizon, a boundary between what you know and what you can never know. The singularity is not a point, but a bridge, a doorway, a promise of something more. As you drift through the darkness, the questions multiply. What came before the Big Bang? What lies beyond the horizon? Is the universe expanding into nothing or falling into the heart of a black hole? The answers are hidden for now, but the journey continues. The paradox of the Big Bang is gravity's greatest riddle, a puzzle that may never be solved. But as you ponder the mystery, you feel the pull of something older, something deeper, the primordial shadows that haunt the earliest moments of time. Before the first galaxies spun their luminous arms, before the stars kindled and the elements were born, the universe was a storm of energy and possibility. In those first fractions of a second after the Big Bang, the cosmos was a seething ocean of plasma, hotter than the core of any star, denser than the heart of any planet. It was a place where the laws of physics themselves were still finding their footing, where matter and antimatter flickered in and out of existence, and where the seeds of everything to come were sown in chaos. In this ancient, turbulent epoch, a strange possibility emerges from the equations, a possibility that haunts the dreams of physicists and cosmologists alike. What if, in those first moments, the universe gave birth not only to light and matter, but to darkness as well? What if, alongside the first atoms, there were also the first black holes, primordial shadows, older than any star, older even than the galaxies themselves? These are the primordial black holes, theoretical creatures born not from the death of stars, but from the raw, unfiltered violence of creation itself. Imagine pockets of the early universe where density spiked, where quantum fluctuations piled matter so thickly that gravity could not be denied. In these places, the fabric of space-time buckled and tore, collapsing into singularities before the first light could even escape. Some of these black holes might have been tiny, no larger than a mountain, evaporating in a flash of Hawking radiation almost as soon as they formed. Others could have been vast, swallowing up entire regions of the newborn cosmos. persisting through the eons as silent witnesses to the universe's unfolding story. The idea of primordial black holes is more than just a mathematical curiosity. It is a window into the unknown, a hint that the universe may be stranger than you ever imagined. If they exist, these ancient shadows could solve some of the deepest mysteries in cosmology. They might account for the elusive dark matter that outweighs all the visible stars and galaxies, yet refuses to reveal itself to our instruments. They could be the seeds around which galaxies formed, their gravity gathering clouds of gas and dust into the first islands of light. But the evidence is elusive, as faint and fleeting as the shadows themselves. Astronomers have searched the sky for signs, micro-lensing events, where a primordial black hole passes in front of a distant star and bends its light. Gravitational waves, ripples in space-time from the collision of ancient black holes, unexplained flashes of gamma rays, the dying breath of a tiny black hole evaporating at the end of its life. Each clue is tantalizing, but none are conclusive. The primordial shadows remain just out of reach, lurking at the edge of what can be known. Yet the implications are profound. If primordial black holes exist, they are not just relics of the past, they are keys to the future. They could reveal how the universe evolved, how structure emerged from chaos, how the first galaxies took shape. They might even hold the answer to the greatest question of all. Are we living inside one of these ancient shadows, our entire universe trapped within the event horizon of a primordial black hole? This is not mere speculation. The numbers, once again, are uncanny. The mass and size of the observable universe, when plugged into the equations for a black hole, yield a radius that matches the cosmic horizon. It is as if the universe itself is a primordial black hole, born in the first moments of creation, expanding not into empty space, but into the interior of its own event horizon. But if this is true, what does it mean for the nature of reality? Inside a black hole, space and time are twisted beyond recognition. The singularity at the center is a place where the known laws of physics break down, where the future and the past lose their meaning, where cause and effect dissolve into a quantum fog. If the universe is inside a primordial black hole, then everything you know, every star, every planet, every breath, is unfolding within a cosmic shadow, a region of space-time cut off from the rest of reality. And yet, life goes on. The stars shine, the galaxies spin, the universe expands. From the inside, everything appears normal, governed by the same laws of physics that hold sway in the rest of the cosmos. But the boundary is there, invisible but absolute. The event horizon, the edge of what can be seen, the limit of what can be known. The debate rages on. Some scientists argue that primordial black holes are the missing link, the dark matter that shapes the universe. Others contend that they are a mirage, a mathematical artifact with no counterpart in reality. The search continues, driven by curiosity, by wonder, by the desire to know what lies beyond the horizon. But the shadows are patient. They wait in the darkness, silent and inscrutable, their secrets hidden in the folds of space-time. Perhaps one day a new observation will pierce the veil, revealing the truth at last. Or perhaps the primordial black holes will remain forever out of reach, reminders that the universe is deeper, darker, and more mysterious than you can ever imagine. As you drift through the cosmic night, the shadows lengthen. The light of the first stars flickers on the horizon, a promise of dawn in the endless dark. But the primordial black holes remain, ancient and eternal, the first children of the universe, the keepers of its oldest secrets. And so, the journey continues. From the shadows of creation, you move toward the patterns of the present, the strange symmetries and spins that hint at a deeper order, a cosmic mirror reflecting the mysteries of the past. In the vastness of the universe, patterns emerge like ripples on a pond, subtle and profound. The night sky, when seen through the eyes of a telescope, is not a random scatter of stars and galaxies, but a tapestry woven with symmetry and rhythm. Galaxies spiral and dance, their arms unfurling in elegant curves, their clusters gathering in filaments and walls that stretch across the cosmos. Yet, beneath this beauty, there are hints of something stranger, a cosmic mirror reflecting not just light, but the deepest mysteries of existence. Imagine gazing into the darkness with the most powerful instrument ever built, the James Webb Space Telescope. Its golden eye peers farther than any before, capturing the faint glow of galaxies born when the universe was young. As astronomers sift through these images, they notice something odd, something that defies the expectations of cosmic order. In a particular region of the sky, 2/3 of the spiral galaxies appear to rotate in the same direction, their arms winding clockwise like the hands of a clock. The remaining third spin the other way, counterclockwise, as if the universe itself were divided by an invisible line. This is not what you would expect. According to the cosmological principle, the bedrock of modern cosmology, the universe should look the same in every direction on the largest scales. Galaxies should be scattered randomly, their spins oriented without preference, their motions a cosmic coin toss. The laws of physics, it is believed, do not play favorites. Yet here, in the deep field of the sky, a pattern emerges, a bias in the spin of galaxies that hints at a deeper asymmetry. Is this a fluke, a trick of statistics, a quirk of observation, or is it a sign that the universe is not as uniform as you once thought? The debate is fierce, the data tantalizing but incomplete. Some scientists argue that the pattern is real, a relic of the universe's earliest moments, imprinted on the fabric of space-time by forces you do not yet understand. Others caution that the sample is too small, the evidence too thin, the risk of bias too great. The cosmic mirror remains, reflecting questions rather than answers. But the implications are profound. If the universe is not perfectly uniform, if there are preferred directions or hidden symmetries, then the foundations of cosmology must be re-examined. The cosmological principle is more than just an assumption. It is the lens through which you interpret the universe, the framework that shapes every theory, every model, every prediction. If it fails, then the story of the cosmos must be rewritten. And yet, the universe is full of mirrors, full of echoes and reflections that challenge your understanding. The cosmic microwave background, the afterglow of the Big Bang, is almost perfectly smooth, but not quite. Tiny fluctuations, 1 part in 100,000, dot the sky, seeds of the galaxies and clusters that would one day form. These ripples are a record of the universe's birth, a snapshot of the moment when matter and energy first decoupled, when light was free to travel across the cosmos. But even here, there are anomalies. The axis of evil, a strange alignment in the temperature fluctuations of the cosmic microwave background, defies explanation. Some see it as a statistical artifact, a coincidence with no deeper meaning. Others suspect it is a clue, a sign that the universe is not as random as it appears, that there are hidden patterns waiting to be discovered. The cosmic mirror is not just a metaphor. In the mathematics of general relativity, the equations that describe the universe are full of symmetries and dualities, reflections and inversions. The laws of physics are the same in every direction, at every point, for every observer. Yet, in the presence of a black hole, these symmetries are broken. The event horizon is a one-way mirror, a boundary that separates the inside from the outside, the known from the unknown. Light can cross in, but never out. Information can be lost or perhaps encoded on the surface, a hologram of reality. If the universe is inside a black hole, then the cosmic horizon is a mirror of the event horizon, a boundary that reflects not just light, but the limits of knowledge. What you see is only a fraction of what exists, a shadow of a deeper reality. The patterns in the sky, the spins of galaxies, the ripples in the microwave background, the alignments and anomalies are clues, reflections of the universe's hidden structure. But the mirror is not perfect. It distorts, it conceals, it teases with glimpses of what lies beyond. The universe is a hall of mirrors, each reflection leading to another, each image a fragment of the whole. The more you look, the more you see, but the truth remains just out of reach, hidden behind the glass. There is a speculative idea, whispered in the halls of theoretical physics, that the universe is not just a three-dimensional space, but a hologram, a projection of information encoded on a distant surface, a cosmic mirror that contains all the data of reality. In this view, everything you see, everything you are, is a shadow, a reflection of something deeper, something beyond the horizon. The debate is ongoing, the evidence uncertain. Some experiments hint at the holographic nature of the universe, at the possibility that space and time are emergent, not fundamental. Others find no trace, no sign, no proof. The cosmic mirror remains, reflecting possibilities as endless as the stars. And so, you gaze into the darkness, searching for patterns, for meaning, for a glimpse of the truth. The universe is a mirror, and you are both the observer and the observed, the question and the answer, the dreamer and the dream. The patterns you see are not just out there in the sky, they are within you, written in the atoms of your body, in the thoughts of your mind, in the wonder of your soul. As the night deepens, the reflections multiply. The spins of galaxies, the ripples in the microwave background, the alignments and anomalies, all are clues, all are mirrors, all are invitations to look deeper, to question more, to seek the hidden order beneath the chaos. The journey continues from the cosmic mirror to the ultimate boundary, the event horizon, the wall that separates the known from the unknowable, the final mirror that reflects the limits of reality itself. There is a place in the universe where the rules you know begin to dissolve, where the familiar scaffolding of reality buckles under the weight of gravity's relentless pull. This place is not marked by a sign or a line, but by a boundary so absolute that nothing, no light, no sound, no information, can ever return once it is crossed. This is the event horizon, the ultimate wall, the edge of a black hole, and perhaps the edge of everything you can ever know. Imagine drifting through the darkness of interstellar space, far from the warmth of any sun, when suddenly, ahead of you, the stars begin to warp and swirl. Their light bends, curving around an invisible sphere, as if the fabric of space itself is being pulled into a whirlpool. You are approaching a black hole, and the event horizon looms before you, a perfect, featureless sphere, darker than the void, a shadow so complete it seems to erase the very idea of light. The event horizon is not a surface in the ordinary sense. It is a threshold, a point of no return. From the outside, it appears frozen in time, a silent sentinel marking the boundary between the possible and the impossible. To cross it is to vanish from the universe, to slip into a region where time and space are twisted beyond recognition. For an outside observer, you would seem to slow, to stretch, to fade, your image smeared across the horizon by the warping of space-time. But for you, the crossing would be swift and silent, a step into the unknown, a fall into darkness. Inside the event horizon, the laws of physics as you know them begin to unravel. Space and time trade places. The singularity at the center of the black hole is not just a point in space, but a moment in your future, an inescapable destiny toward which you are drawn. Every path, every possibility leads inexorably inward. There is no escape, no turning back, no hope of rescue. The event horizon is the ultimate prison, a wall that cannot be breached. Yet, for all its finality, the event horizon is also a place of profound mystery. It is the boundary between the known and the unknowable, the visible and the invisible, the real and the imagined. What happens inside is hidden from view, forever sealed off from the rest of the universe. The information that falls in, stars, planets, even light itself, seems to vanish, lost to the outside world. This is the heart of the black hole information paradox, a puzzle that has haunted physicists for decades. If information is truly lost, then the fundamental laws of quantum mechanics are violated. But if it is preserved, then the event horizon must be more than just a boundary. It must be a cosmic ledger, a hologram that encodes the memory of everything that has ever crossed it. The event horizon is not unique to black holes. In a sense, the observable universe itself has an event horizon, a cosmic boundary beyond which you can never see, no matter how powerful your telescope, no matter how long you wait. The expansion of the universe is so rapid that light from distant galaxies will never reach you. They are receding faster than the speed of light, slipping beyond the cosmic horizon, lost to you forever. The universe, like a black hole, is a prison of light, a bubble of reality bounded by an invisible wall. This parallel is more than just poetic. When you calculate the mass and energy of the observable universe and compare it to the equations for a black hole, you find that the radius of the event horizon is almost exactly the same as the size of the universe itself. It is as if the cosmos is balanced on the edge of a black hole, its horizon the ultimate wall, its interior the stage for everything you have ever known. But what lies beyond the event horizon? Is it a void, a singularity, an end to all things? Or is it a bridge, a gateway, a passage to another universe? Some theories suggest that the interior of a black hole is not a dead end, but a tunnel, a wormhole that connects to another region of space-time, another cosmos, another reality. In this view, the event horizon is not just a wall, but a door, a threshold between worlds. The debate is fierce, the evidence elusive. No one has ever crossed an event horizon and returned to tell the tale. The mathematics is ambiguous, the predictions uncertain. Some physicists argue that the singularity at the heart of a black hole is a place where the known laws of physics break down, where new physics must take over, where the future of science awaits discovery. Others believe that the event horizon is a firewall, a searing barrier of energy that destroys anything that tries to cross. The truth remains hidden, locked behind the ultimate wall. Yet, the event horizon is not entirely silent. Thanks to the work of Stephen Hawking, we know that black holes are not truly black. They emit a faint glow, known as Hawking radiation, as pairs of virtual particles are torn apart at the edge of the horizon. Over unimaginable spans of time, this radiation causes black holes to shrink, to evaporate, to fade away into nothingness. Even the mightiest black hole is not eternal. In the end, the event horizon dissolves, the wall crumbles, the secrets are released, perhaps into another universe, perhaps into the void. The event horizon is a place of paradox, a boundary that both conceals and reveals, that both imprisons and liberates. It is the ultimate wall, the final mirror, the edge of reality itself. To stand before it is to confront the limits of knowledge, to gaze into the abyss, to wonder what lies beyond. And yet even here, there is beauty. The light of falling stars, stretched and reddened by gravity, paints the horizon with a ghostly glow. The silence is profound, the darkness complete, the sense of mystery overwhelming. The event horizon is not just a place of endings, but a place of beginnings, a threshold, a promise, a challenge to the imagination. As you drift closer to the wall, you feel the pull of gravity, the lure of the unknown, the call of the abyss. The event horizon beckons, its secrets hidden, its mysteries intact. You are on the edge of everything, the brink of discovery, the threshold of a new reality. Beyond the wall, the journey continues. The universe is not alone. It is part of a greater whole, a nested reality, a cosmos within a cosmos. The event horizon is not the end, but the beginning of a deeper mystery, a journey into the heart of existence itself. Imagine for a moment that the universe is not a solitary stage, but a theater of infinite rooms, each one hidden within another, each one echoing with its own laws, its own stories, its own dreams. This is the vision that emerges when you contemplate the possibility of nested realities, universes within universes, each one cradled inside the event horizon of a black hole, each one a secret world, sealed and silent, yet teeming with possibility. The idea is as dizzying as it is profound. If a black hole is not merely an end, but a beginning, if the singularity at its heart is not a point of destruction, but a seed of creation, then every black hole in our universe could be the womb of a new cosmos. And if our own universe is inside a black hole, then we are part of a chain, a lineage, a cosmic family tree that stretches backward and forward through eternity. Picture the event horizon not as a wall, but as a membrane, a shimmering surface that separates one reality from another. On one side, the universe you know, stars and galaxies, light and time, the familiar dance of matter and energy. On the other side, a new universe, born in the collapse of a star, expanding into its own space, governed by its own rules. The two are forever divided, each one invisible to the other, each one a mystery wrapped in darkness. This is the essence of the multiverse hypothesis, a speculative but tantalizing idea that has captured the imagination of physicists and philosophers alike. In some versions, the multiverse is a vast foam of bubbles, each one a universe with its own laws of physics, its own constants, its own history. In others, the multiverse is a branching tree, each black hole a fork, each singularity a new beginning. The possibilities are endless, the implications staggering. If this is true, then the universe is not unique. It is one of countless realities, each one as real, as complex, as beautiful as your own. The laws of physics you take for granted, the strength of gravity, the speed of light, the charge of the electron, may be different in other universes, set by the conditions of their birth. Some universes may be barren, empty, lifeless. Others may be teeming with stars and planets, with life and consciousness, with wonders beyond imagining. But the idea of nested realities is not just a flight of fancy. It is rooted in the mathematics of general relativity, in the strange symmetries and dualities that emerge when you push the equations to their limits. The interior of a black hole, according to some solutions, is not a dead end, but a bridge, a wormhole, a tunnel, a passage to another region of space-time. The singularity is not a point, but a portal, a gateway to a new universe. This is the vision of the Einstein-Rosen bridge, a theoretical construct that links two regions of space-time through a black hole. In this view, the collapse of a star in one universe creates a black hole whose interior is the expanding space of a new universe. The event horizon is the boundary, the membrane, the threshold between realities. The two universes are forever separated, but forever connected, each one the parent or child of the other. The implications are profound. If every black hole is a universe, and every universe is inside a black hole, then reality is a nested structure, a cosmic Russian doll, each layer containing another, each one a world unto itself. The multiverse is not just a collection of parallel worlds, but a hierarchy, a genealogy, a web of creation and destruction, birth and death, expansion and collapse. But the evidence is elusive. No one has ever seen the inside of a black hole, or traveled through a wormhole, or glimpsed another universe. The mathematics is suggestive, but the observations are lacking. The idea of nested realities remains a hypothesis, a possibility, a dream. Yet there are hints, shadows, whispers of something more. The cosmic microwave background, the afterglow of the Big Bang, is almost perfectly smooth, but not quite. Tiny fluctuations, tiny asymmetries, tiny scars. Could these be the fingerprints of another universe, the echoes of a parent cosmos, the marks of a birth that was also a death? Some scientists search for these signs, hunting for patterns in the data, for clues in the noise, for evidence that the universe is not alone. And then there is the question of information. If a black hole is a universe, and a universe is a black hole, then what happens to the information that falls in? Is it lost, erased, destroyed? Or is it preserved, encoded, transformed, reborn in the new universe? The black hole information paradox is not just a puzzle for physicists. It is a question about the nature of reality, about the continuity of existence, about the fate of everything that has ever been. The debate is ongoing, the answers uncertain. Some theories suggest that information is preserved on the event horizon, a cosmic hologram that encodes the memory of the universe. Others propose that information is reborn in the new universe, transformed but not destroyed, carried across the threshold by the laws of quantum gravity. The truth remains hidden, locked inside the nested realities, waiting to be discovered. But the idea of nested realities is not just a scientific question. It is a philosophical one, a spiritual one, a question about meaning and purpose and connection. If the universe is part of a greater whole, if reality is a web of worlds, then you are not alone. You are part of a lineage, a family, a community of universes, each one a story, each one a dream, each one a possibility. As you contemplate the nested realities, you feel a sense of awe, of wonder, of humility. The universe is vast, but it is not infinite. It is bounded, contained, enfolded within something greater. The event horizon is not the end, but the beginning. The singularity is not a point, but a promise. The black hole is not a prison, but a womb. And so the journey continues. From the nested realities, you turn your gaze to the fate of light and time, to the ways in which black holes warp the very fabric of existence, to the mysteries that lie at the heart of reality itself. Within the shadowed heart of a black hole, the familiar rules of existence begin to unravel. Here, light itself is a captive, and time is no longer a river flowing forward, but a spiral, a whirlpool, a labyrinth with no exit. To understand what it means for our universe to be inside a black hole, you must first surrender your everyday notions of how light travels and how time passes. You must imagine a world where the very fabric of reality is stretched, twisted, and ultimately consumed by gravity's insatiable hunger. Picture a single photon, a particle of light born in the core of a distant star. It races outward, weaving through the interstellar dark, its journey measured in years, centuries, eons. In the open universe, this photon might travel forever, its energy slowly redshifting as the cosmos expands, its message a whisper that grows fainter with every passing epoch. But near a black hole, the story is different. Here, gravity bends the path of light, curving it into arcs and spirals, trapping it in orbits that circle the event horizon like moths around a flame. If you were to hover just outside the event horizon, you would see the universe distorted beyond recognition. The stars behind you would be smeared into rings of color, their light bent by the black hole's gravity into a perfect, luminous halo. The sky ahead would be a void, a darkness so complete it seems to swallow not just light, but hope itself. Time, too, would begin to behave strangely. For an observer far from the black hole, your clock would appear to slow, your movements to freeze, your voice to fade into silence. But for you, time would flow as always, until the moment you crossed the horizon and the future became inescapable. Inside the event horizon, all paths lead inward. Space and time trade places. The singularity is not just a point in space, but a moment in your future, an unavoidable fate. No matter how you struggle, how you turn, how you fight, you are drawn inexorably toward the center, your journey measured not in distance, but in time remaining. The closer you get, the more extreme the effects become. Tidal forces stretch and compress, pulling you apart atom by atom, a process known as spaghettification. Even light cannot escape. It is dragged inward, its wavelength stretched to infinity, its energy lost to the darkness. But what does this mean for a universe inside a black hole? If our cosmos is trapped within an event horizon, then every photon, every particle, every moment is subject to these same distortions. The cosmic microwave background, the afterglow of the Big Bang, would be the faintest echo of light, stretched and cooled by the expansion of space, yet forever confined within the boundaries of the black hole. The galaxies you see, the stars you count, the atoms that make up your body, all are prisoners of the horizon, their stories written in the language of warped space-time. Yet, from within, everything appears normal. The laws of physics hold, the stars shine, the universe expands. The event horizon is invisible, undetectable, a boundary that can never be crossed from the inside. You are free to move, to think, to dream, unaware that you are trapped in a cosmic labyrinth with no exit. The fate of light and time is sealed, but the illusion of freedom remains. There is a speculative idea, born from the mathematics of black holes, that the interior of a black hole is not a static prison, but a dynamic, evolving space. As matter falls in, the black hole grows, and its event horizon expanding, its interior swelling with new possibilities. If our universe is inside a black hole, then the expansion you observe, the galaxies flying apart, the cosmic horizon receding, is a reflection of the black hole's growth, a sign that new matter is falling in, new energy is being added, new stories are being written. But the fate of light and time is not just a question of physics, it is a question of meaning. If information is lost inside a black hole, then the universe is a place of endings, of erasure, of oblivion. But if information is preserved, if every photon, every thought, every moment is encoded on the event horizon, a cosmic hologram, then the universe is a place of memory, of continuity, of hope. The debate rages on, the evidence elusive, the truth hidden behind the ultimate wall. Some physicists believe that the event horizon is a firewall, a searing barrier of energy that destroys anything that tries to cross. Others argue that it is a gentle boundary, a place where information is preserved, not lost. The mathematics is ambiguous, the predictions uncertain. The fate of light and time remains one of the greatest mysteries in science, a puzzle that may never be solved. Yet, even in the darkness, there is beauty. The light of falling stars, stretched and reddened by gravity, paints the horizon with a ghostly glow. The silence is profound, the darkness complete, the sense of mystery overwhelming. The fate of light and time is not just a story of loss, but a story of transformation, of change, of becoming. If our universe is inside a black hole, then every moment is a step toward the singularity. Every photon a message from the edge, every heartbeat a measure of time running out. But within this fate, there is also freedom. The freedom to wonder, to explore, to seek the truth, even if it is forever out of reach. As you contemplate the fat of light and time, you feel the pull of gravity, the lure of the unknown, the call of the abyss. The journey continues, from the heart of darkness to the edge of destiny, from the prison of the event horizon to the ultimate fate of the universe itself. Every journey, even one as boundless as the universe, must one day face its horizon. The question of how it all ends, how a universe inside a black hole might meet its fate, is a riddle that has haunted cosmologists for generations. The end is not a single story, but a tapestry of possibilities, each one woven from the threads of gravity, entropy, and the unknown. To contemplate the end is to stand at the crossroads of science and imagination, to peer into the darkness and ask, what comes after everything? Begin with the Big Crunch, a theory as elegant as it is terrifying. In this vision, the universe is not destined to expand forever. Instead, gravity, the same force that binds galaxies and sculpts stars, will one day halt the outward rush of space. The expansion will slow, then stop, then reverse. Galaxies will begin to draw closer, the cosmic web tightening, the night sky growing brighter as distant lights converge. the temperature will rise, the density will climb, and the universe will collapse inward, retracing its steps back to a singularity, a final fiery embrace. If our universe is inside a black hole, the Big Crunch is a mirror of the collapse that created it, a return to the singularity, a closing of the cosmic loop. But the Big Crunch is not the only ending. There is the Big Freeze, a fate as cold as the void itself. In this scenario, the universe continues to expand, driven by the mysterious force of dark energy. Galaxies drift apart, stars burn out, and the night grows ever darker. Over trillions of years, the last embers of creation flicker and die, leaving behind a cosmos of black holes and frozen remnants. Even black holes, those titans of gravity, are not eternal. Through Hawking radiation, they slide and slowly evaporate, shrinking and fading until nothing remains but a thin mist of particles, a universe in which time itself seems to stand still. If our universe is inside a black hole, the Big Freeze is a paradox, a world expanding within a prison that contracts, a dance of entropy and gravity with no clear victor. Then there is the Big Rip, a fate as violent as it is sudden. Here, dark energy does not merely drive the expansion of the universe. It accelerates it, pushing galaxies apart at ever-increasing speeds. The fabric of space stretches faster and faster until even atoms are torn asunder. In the final moments, the very structure of reality unravels, every bond broken, every particle isolated, every memory erased. The Big Rip is the ultimate dissolution, a universe torn apart by its own restless energy. If our universe is inside a black hole, the Big Rip is a challenge to the very nature of the event horizon, a force so powerful it might even overcome gravity's ultimate wall. And then, in the quiet spaces between these grand finales, there is the Big Slurp, a name that belies its seriousness. This is the fate of vacuum decay, a quantum catastrophe that could strike without warning. The universe, it turns out, may not be in its most stable state. If a bubble of true vacuum were to form, it would expand at the speed of light, consuming everything in its path, rewriting the laws of physics as it goes. In an instant, the universe would be transformed, its history erased, its future unknown. For a universe inside a black hole, the Big Slurp is a wild card, a reminder that the end may come not from gravity or entropy, but from the quantum foam that underlies all things. Each of these endings is a story, a vision, a possibility. Each is rooted in the laws of physics, yet each is haunted by the unknown. The fate of a universe inside a black hole is not just a question of science, but of perspective. From within, the universe may seem to expand forever, its horizons receding, its possibilities endless. But from without, it is a region of space-time bounded by an event horizon, a bubble of reality sealed off from the rest of existence. The end, when it comes, may be invisible, unremarkable, a quiet fading into darkness. Or it may be cataclysmic, a final act of creation and destruction that echoes across the multiverse. There are those who believe that the end is not the end at all. The Big Bounce, for example, is a theory of eternal return. In this vision, the universe does not die, but is reborn. Each collapse is followed by a new expansion, each ending a new beginning. The singularity is not a point of destruction, but a bridge, a passage from one universe to the next. If our universe is inside a black hole, the Big Bounce is a promise of continuity, a cycle of birth and death that stretches without end. But the truth is, no one knows. The end of the universe is a mystery, a question that lies beyond the event horizon of knowledge. Theories abound, but evidence is scarce. The fate of a universe inside a black hole is a riddle wrapped in darkness, a story waiting to be told. Yet, even in the face of the end, there is wonder. The universe is a place of beauty and mystery, of beginnings and endings, of light and darkness. To contemplate its fate is to glimpse the infinite, to stand at the edge of time and peer into the abyss. The end is not just a moment, but a journey that continues even as the stars go out and the night grows deep. As you drift through the darkness, the possibilities multiply. Theories of the end become theories of the beginning, and the cycle continues. The universe is not a closed book, but an open question, a story that writes itself anew with every heartbeat, every breath, every dream. And so, the journey carries you onward, from the fate of the universe to the labyrinth of the multiverse, where every ending is a new beginning, and a black hole is a doorway to another world. Step softly now, for you are entering a hall of mirrors, a labyrinth where every reflection is a universe, every shadow a possibility, every echo a world unto itself. The multiverse is not a single idea, but a tapestry of theories, each one more audacious than the last. It is a cosmic maze where the boundaries of reality blur, where the familiar laws of physics are but local customs, and where the question, what if, becomes the very engine of creation. Imagine for a moment that our universe is not alone. Beyond the event horizon, beyond the reach of any telescope, there are other universes, countless, perhaps infinite, each one with its own beginning, its own history, its own fate. Some may be like ours, with stars and galaxies, with life and consciousness, with dreams and questions. Others may be utterly alien, governed by laws so strange that even the word universe seems inadequate. In some, gravity may be weak, and stars never form. In others, time may flow backward, or space may have more than 3 dimensions. The multiverse is a garden of forking paths, a library of babel, a labyrinth with no center and no end. The idea of the multiverse arises naturally from the mathematics of black holes and cosmology. If every black hole is a potential universe, and every universe contains black holes, then reality is a nested structure, a fractal of worlds within worlds. Each black hole is a doorway, a passage from one universe to the next, a seed from which a new cosmos may grow. The event horizon is not just a boundary, but a membrane, a shimmering veil that separates one reality from another, each one forever hidden from the rest. But the multiverse is not just a consequence of black holes. It emerges from the inflationary model of the early universe, where space itself expands faster than the speed of light, creating bubbles of reality that pinch off and become separate universes. It arises from the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, where every possible outcome of every event is realized in a branching tree of realities. It is hinted at in the string theory landscape, where the fundamental constants of nature are not fixed, but vary from one universe to another, each one a different solution to the equations of existence. In this labyrinth, the question of why is our universe the way it is becomes a question of selection, of chance, of necessity. Perhaps we live in a universe that is just right for life because there are countless others where life is impossible, where the stars never shine, where the atoms never form. Perhaps we are the lucky ones, the winners of a cosmic lottery, the inheritors of a reality that permits consciousness, curiosity, and wonder. But the multiverse is not just a scientific idea. It is a philosophical and existential challenge. If there are infinite universes, then there are infinite versions of you, each one living a different life, making different choices, dreaming different dreams. Somewhere, there is a version of you who never heard these words, who never wondered about the nature of reality, who never gazed into the night and asked, "What if?" Somewhere, there is a version of you who is asking that question right now, in a universe just like this one, but not quite the same. The multiverse is a labyrinth of identity, of meaning, of possibility. It is a place where every story is told, every path is taken, every ending is a new beginning. It is a challenge to the idea of uniqueness, of purpose, of destiny. If there are infinite worlds, then what does it mean to be you, here, now, in this universe, at this moment? Yet for all its strangeness, the multiverse is also a source of hope, of wonder, of humility. It reminds you that the universe is vast beyond imagining, that reality is deeper than you can ever know, that the story of existence is richer than any single world can contain. It invites you to dream, to explore, to seek the hidden connections that bind all things together. There are those who argue that the multiverse is unscientific, that it is a fantasy, a speculation without evidence. They point out that other universes, by definition, are beyond observation, beyond experiment, beyond proof. But others reply that the multiverse is a natural consequence of the theories that best explain what we see, that it is a logical extension of the mathematics, that it is a hypothesis worth considering even if it can never be confirmed. The debate is ongoing, the evidence elusive, the truth hidden in the labyrinth. But the idea persists, growing stronger with every new discovery, every new question, every new glimpse into the darkness. The multiverse is not just a theory, it is a way of thinking, a way of seeing, a way of being in the world. If our universe is inside a black hole, then the multiverse is not just a possibility, but a necessity. Every black hole is a seed, every event horizon a boundary, every singularity a beginning. The labyrinth is real, and you are walking its corridors, searching for the center, for the answer, for the meaning of it all. As you wander the multiverse labyrinth, you may feel lost, overwhelmed, uncertain, but you are not alone. Every step you take is a step taken by countless others in countless worlds, each one searching, each one wondering, each one dreaming. The journey is endless, the possibilities infinite, the story never complete. And so, the path leads you onward, from the labyrinth of the multiverse to the paradox of being human, a creature of dust and dreams, of questions and wonder, of longing and hope, standing at the edge of the abyss, gazing into the infinite and asking, what does it mean to exist, to observe, to wonder if all we know is inside a cosmic prison? In the hush between galaxies, in the silence that follows the birth and death of stars, there is a question that lingers, a question as old as consciousness itself. What does it mean to be human, to exist, to wonder, if all that you are and all that you know is contained within a cosmic prison? If our universe is truly inside a black hole, then every thought, every memory, every hope and fear is unfolding within a boundary you can never cross. The paradox is not just scientific, but deeply personal. You are both the observer and the observed, the question and the answer, the prisoner and the dreamer. Consider your place in this vast, nested reality. You are a collection of atoms, forged in the hearts of ancient stars, assembled by chance and necessity into a being capable of thought, of feeling, of awe. Your brain is a network of neurons, each one firing in patterns that encode your memories, your desires, your sense of self. Yet these patterns are not isolated. They are shaped by the world around you, by the light of distant galaxies, by the pull of gravity, by the flow of time. You are a product of the universe, and the universe is, in a sense, a product of you. The act of observation, of consciousness, weaves you into the fabric of reality, making you both a part of the story and the storyteller. But if the universe is inside a black hole, then your story is written on the inside of an event horizon, a boundary that marks the edge of what can be known. Everything you see, everything you experience is filtered through this horizon, shaped by the warping of space and time. The stars you gaze at are not just distant in space, but distant in time, their light stretched and reddened by the expansion of the cosmos. The atoms in your body are echoes of ancient explosions, their journeys measured in billions of years. You are a witness to the past, a participant in the present, a question mark hanging over the future. The human paradox is this: you are finite, yet you can imagine the infinite. You are bound by the laws of physics, yet you can dream of breaking them. You are trapped within the event horizon, yet your mind can wander beyond it, exploring worlds that may never exist, asking questions that may never be answered. This is the gift and the curse of consciousness, to know that you are limited and to yearn for what lies beyond. Science, at its heart, is an act of rebellion against the boundaries of knowledge. Every observation, every experiment, every theory is a step toward the horizon, a challenge to the limits imposed by nature. Yet, the more you learn, the more you realize how much remains unknown. The event horizon is not just a physical boundary, but a metaphor for the limits of understanding. There will always be questions you cannot answer, mysteries you cannot solve, truths you cannot reach. And yet, you keep searching, keep wondering, keep dreaming. There is a strange comfort in this. To be human is to be unfinished, to be a work in progress, to be a question that answers itself with every heartbeat. The universe inside a black hole is a place of paradox, of contradiction, of beauty and terror intertwined. You are both insignificant and essential, a fleeting pattern in the cosmic dance, and yet the only pattern that can ask, why? Some philosophers have argued that consciousness is the universe's way of knowing itself, that every thought, every dream, every act of wonder is a reflection of the cosmos gazing into its own depths. If this is true, then the event horizon is not a prison, but a mirror, a surface on which the universe writes its own story, a boundary that defines not just what is possible, but what is meaningful. Yet, the paradox remains. If information is preserved on the event horizon, as some theories suggest, then every moment of your life is encoded in the fabric of space-time, a permanent record of your existence. If information is lost, then every thought, every memory, every dream is destined to fade, to be erased by the relentless pull of gravity. The truth is unknown and perhaps unknowable, but the act of asking, of seeking, of wondering is itself a kind of victory, a defiance of the darkness, a celebration of the light. The human paradox is not just a question of physics or philosophy. It is a question of connection, of meaning, of love. You are not alone in your wondering. Across across the universe, across the multiverse, there are other minds, other hearts, other dreamers asking the same questions, feeling the same awe, facing the same mysteries. The event horizon may separate you from the rest of reality, but it cannot separate you from the longing to know, to understand, to belong. In the end, perhaps that is enough. To be human is to stand at the edge of the abyss, to gaze into the darkness, to reach for the stars. It is to live with uncertainty, to embrace the unknown, to find beauty in the questions that have no answers. The universe inside a black hole is a place of wonder and terror, of possibility and limitation, of endings and beginnings intertwined. As you reflect on the human paradox, you feel the pull of the journey drawing to a close. The mysteries remain, the questions linger, but there is a sense of peace, of acceptance, of gratitude for the chance to wonder at all. The story is not over, but it is time to return. From the depths of the cosmic prison, from the edge of the event horizon, from the heart of the paradox, to the quiet of your own breath, your own heartbeat, your own dreams. And so, the journey continues gently, softly, toward the return from the abyss, a final passage, a gentle landing, a homecoming to the world you know. The journey has carried you through darkness deeper than memory, through questions older than time, through the very heart of grave, 80's masterpiece. Now, as the cosmic tide begins to ebb, you find yourself drifting upward, away from the singularity's pull, away from the labyrinth of nested realities, toward the gentle shore of your own existence. The return from the abyss is not a sudden awakening, but a slow, luminous ascent, a re-emergence into the familiar, carrying with you the weight and wonder of all you have seen. Imagine, for a moment, the sensation of rising from the depths of a black ocean. The pressure eases, the darkness thins, and the first hints of light shimmer above you. Your senses, dulled by the silence of the void, begin to stir. You feel the gentle tug of gravity, not as a prison, but as an anchor, a reminder that you belong to a world, a body, a moment in time. The air is cool, the ground solid beneath your feet, the sky vast and open overhead. You are home, but changed, your mind echoing with the mysteries of the cosmos. The universe, you realize, is both larger and smaller than you ever imagined. Larger, because it may be only one of countless realities, each one a story unfolding behind its own event horizon. Smaller, because every horizon, every boundary, every wall is also a mirror, reflecting your own questions, your own longing, your own capacity for wonder. The journey through the black hole has not answered every question, but it has revealed the beauty of the questions themselves, the way they shimmer in the darkness, the way they draw you onward, the way they connect you to everything that is, was, and might yet be. As you return, the images of the abyss linger in your mind. You remember the edge of everything, where the observable universe faded into silence. You recall the birth of gravity's masterpiece, the collapse of stars, the birth of singularities, the event horizon's ultimate wall. You carry with you the paradox of the Big Bang, the possibility of primordial shadows, the strange symmetry of the cosmic mirror. You have wandered the nested realities, felt the fate of light and time, contemplated the theories of the end, and wandered the labyrinth of the multiverse. You have faced the human paradox, the question of what it means to exist, to wonder, to dream within a cosmic prison. Now, as you settle back into the rhythm of your own breath, your own heartbeat. You feel the world around you with new eyes. The air is thick with possibility. The night sky, once a map of distant fires, is now a tapestry of questions. Each star a doorway, each shadow a promise. The ground beneath you is solid, but the universe above is fluid, ever changing, ever expanding, ever inviting you to look deeper, to ask more, to dream again. The return from the abyss is not an end, but a beginning. The mysteries remain, the questions endure, but you are no longer afraid of the darkness. You have seen that the unknown is not an enemy, but a companion, a guide, a muse, a source of endless wonder. The event horizon is not a prison, but a threshold. The singularity is not a point of destruction, but a seed of creation. The black hole is not the end of the story, but the place where new stories are born. As your thoughts slow, as your breath deepens, you feel the gentle embrace of gravity, not as a force that binds, but as a force that connects. You are part of the universe, and the universe is part of you. Every atom in your body was forged in the heart of a star. Every thought in your mind is a ripple in the fabric of space-time. You are a child of the cosmos, a witness to its beauty, a participant in its unfolding story. Let the images of the abyss fade now, replaced by the softness of the present moment. Feel the weight of your body, the rise and fall of your breath, the quiet pulse of your heart. The universe is vast, but you are here, now, alive and aware, a spark of consciousness in the infinite dark. The questions will wait for you. The mysteries will remain. For now, it is enough to rest, to breathe, to dream. The journey through the black hole has brought you home, not to certainty, but to wonder, not to answers, but to peace. The darkness is not empty. It is full of possibility, of hope, of dreams yet to be dreamed. As you close your eyes, let the silence of the cosmos cradle you. Let the rhythm of your breath carry you. Let the memory of the stars guide you gently into sleep. You are safe. You are home. The universe is vast, and you are part of its story. Rest now, and let the mysteries of existence drift softly through your dreams.